Hi, and welcome everybody to the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Channel. I'm your host, Ross Benjamin. It is Wednesday, November the 29th. Only 2 days left in November. Boy, oh boy. Christmas shopping. You're down to 3 weeks now. By the way, Sean's going to be dressing up as Santa Claus next week for everybody, and he'll be giving away gifts. But anyway, I'm joined by what I just mentioned, Mr. Sean Higgs, and also Mr. Jesse Schule, all of us of gamblersworld.net, which is our sponsor. And folks, you can find 10 of the finest handicappers you'll find anywhere on the internet today over at gamblersworld.net. Not only us three, but 7 more great handicappers as well, including Doug Upstone, Chip Chirimbus, Paul Bovey, Matt Fargo, and a couple others. I don't mean to leave anybody out, but my memory.
Kyle Hunter, Rob Vincelletti.
And that's 9. And I'm missing one more. Oh, Jeff Oskheim of Oskheim Sports. There you go. So 10 of the finest handicappers you'll find anywhere, like I said. And we guarantee all our picks. So which that means all single game and multi-game daily packages, as well as subscription plans of 30 days or fewer. If you do not win, you do not make a profit, we will credit your account back the exact amount of your purchase price. Jesse, how goes it, my man?
Little bit of a bounce back yesterday, Ross. I shouldn't have got out of bed on Monday, but a 2-0 sweep with hoops yesterday. Right back in business.
Speaking of Santa Claus, he's been giving out a lot of gifts over the last 90 days or so, and those gifts have been winners. Mr. Sean Higgs, how are you, my man?
Yeah, I'm going to say you're like giving out gifts. Why we just give out winners all the time on this? So
Yeah.
people want that. And you use that cash to get something. Went 3 and 5 in college hoops yesterday, so not good. Whatever, it's 5. This is what happened. I'm 4 games under 500, 5 games under 500. It's right there. I'm right there with college hoops, ready to break through. It's we'll see. I got a bunch of college basketball today. I think I 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think like 10, 12 games up. So I'm firing away. I feel like I'm right on the cuffs to break through. But college and NFL football pretty darn good. So.
Yeah, very good.
I got a question here, and
Sure.
I put up on my little midday money poll. And I'm going to have that today. Christmas music.
No, Sean, if Alabama loses 2 games, they're not in the playoffs.
Yes. No, but, for Christmas music, are you pro Christmas music in November? Thanksgiving Christmas music comes on, or December 1st, or sometimes closer to Christmas? When is Christmas music on the radio okay to you?
Day after Thanksgiving.
Day after Thanksgiving. Jess?
I live in Thailand. It's always hot out. The holidays are very seldom celebrated anyways. I very rarely know what day it is, what time it is, what's going on. Every day is the same for me, so I could care less either way.
Come on.
Christmas music, Halloween costumes, whatever.
I'm
I'm all for it, all of it.
So my guests today are Santa Claus and the Grinch as well. And we're going to do our best here with some college basketball picks.
If I got to put a Santa suit on, Jesse's definitely got to wear a Grinch hat. He's got to.
Yeah. So I'm going to be looking at Duke and Arkansas college basketball game tonight in the ACC SEC Challenge. 2 other ACC versus SEC challenges, Virginia and Texas A&M. That will be covered by Mr. Schule or Mr. Grinch, whatever way you want to phrase it. And Santa Claus will be looking at North Carolina and Tennessee. So again, 3 good matchups. I mistakenly said yesterday, as a matter of fact, or maybe the day before, that we were covering 3 games with all teams being ranked. But since I failed to look at the updated rankings this week, and Arkansas fell out, and who else fell out, guys? Virginia fell out of the rankings. So 4 to 6 are ranked in pretty good matchups. If you look at the point spreads, even matchups. But anyway, let's start with you, Jesse. Virginia and Texas A&M. Texas A&M suffering their first loss of the season, I believe, this past week. But nothing to be ashamed of there, as they lost to Florida Atlantic, who returned all 5 starters from a Final Four team from a year ago. And Florida Atlantic really handled A&M easily. And I think A&M's a really good club, Jesse. And boy, oh boy, Sean, I'm trying to still figure out how Bryant beat FAU on the road as a 23-point dog. Anyway, Jesse, take it away on this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Florida Atlantic has been handling everybody. Really impressive. I sort of thought that, when you see these teams like Florida Atlantic, they have this improbable tournament run. The following season, everybody seems there's a lot of hype behind them, and bettors are attracted to teams like that. And my natural way of thinking of it is they're going to be overrated. Well, I got to admit I missed the mark on Florida Atlantic. So far, they look really darn good. That being said, Texas A&M didn't just lose to Florida Atlantic; they lost a couple players in that game, and significant players. Two of their top three scorers, Henry Coleman, the third, is their second leading scorer, and he's their leading rebounder. And Tyrese Bradford is third in scoring. Henry Coleman is also their best free throw shooter. Those guys have missed a game since then. They're both listed as questionable for tonight's game. I can't, I got no inside information whether they're going to suit up or not. But the fact that they both missed a game would suggest that if they do play, they're not going to be at 100%. And you mentioned the rankings, Ross. You got an unranked Virginia team, a home favorite against the number 14 ranked team in the country. And that, to me, is a clear sign, bet the home team. Virginia has won 13 straight home games straight up. They've won 18 of their last 19 home games. They've got a solid lineup. They're bringing back a couple starters from last year, a good transfer, a senior from Oklahoma that was a role player with the Sooners last year. The players aren't really the concern for me with this Virginia team. It's very much the system, the defense, the coaching, and a great home court advantage. First team to score 55 wins. That's going to be Virginia on the money line. I'll take it minus 120 on the money line, Russ.
All right, Virginia minus 120 on the money line over it's unranked Virginia minus 120 over Texas A&M, where I think they're somewhere around 14 or 15. 14. Okay, so there you go. And Henry Coleman III is questionable for tonight. And Sean, so before we get so you could joke a little bit more, I used to hang around with Henry Coleman I. Anyway, now let's your take on this game, Sean.
A touche on that one. Very good. Very good. I like that. I wouldn't have gone it. That's a deep thing for me. It's a little too early at 9:00 in the morning for me here. 9:30. That's good. I like it though. I agree though. Yes, Virginia, the old unranked versus ranked, and again, to pick them. Good. Again, Jesse mentioned the coaching, everything else with Virginia. I'm with him on Virginia here. And I like what he said about FAU too. I feel the same way. Like I didn't want to jump on them early because I'm like they're going to be overvalued. Everybody's especially it's a smaller school like a mid-major. Everybody's going to be on them, and then the odds makers are going to be on them a little heavy because they're such a little darling. But man, they haven't missed a beat really. But I mean, they had the one hiccup, but otherwise they look pretty good. They look as advertised, as they say.
Yep. All right, so there you have it. Our official pick on that game, Jesse Schule. He likes Virginia minus 1 against Texas A&M. I have no opinion whatsoever, with the exception of the fact that me and Henry Coleman the first are very tight. All right, so Jesse, tell the folks a little bit about what you may have coming up this week and anything else you want to share with the audience as to why they should invest their hard-earned money with Jesse Schule.
Well, I would encourage all the people out there that buy my picks to give me hell if you catch me playing Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football, because that hasn't been my forte and I should just stay away from it. 11-1 with NFL the last 4 Sundays, 7-1 with my last 8 college the last couple weeks. I've got a couple real plays that I'm really confident in coming up Saturday and Sunday. So, ride with those weekend football profits in the month of November. Been great. It's been a great month for football for me.
All right. So Jesse Schule, there you have it. I mean, the guy's a consistent winner. We don't win every day, but the bottom line with all 10 of us at the site, including us 3, is everybody goes through their ups and downs. We have a hell of a lot more ups than downs. That's what differentiates us from the rest. And Mr. Higgs, I got to tell you, I did a show yesterday with Paul Bovey and Chip Chirimbus, and I sort of prefaced it by saying I was the youngest guy on the show, and they actually had more experience in the business than me. So there you have it.
How old's Paul? I thought Paul was younger.
Paul's a year older than me. So
all right.
I'm 67, I'm 66. And
He looks
Paul's
younger.
living right in Mexico. Well, he's living right in Mexico, right?
he's living nice on beach life. That's why he looks a couple years younger.
Yeah.
He's not
He
shoveling
looks good.
snow and dealing with the elements.
No, he exercises a lot and he takes care of himself very well. And Chip still looks good for his age too, in my opinion.
He's not bad for 86. I mean, he's pretty.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, no, he's.
I saw somebody said in the comments, Ross is okay, but I like the other old guy better.
No, somebody said that.
Yeah,
Is that what they said?
I guess they were talking about Chip.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
anyway, it is what it is. Chip, if you don't know who Chip Chirimbus is, he goes back to the 70s and 80s when he was doing Proline Sports on TV, the cable show that was.
Does Gamblers World actually is it? We're a AARP affiliate, so if you use your AARP at checkout, you actually get an extra 10% off too. So I think.
All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes here. Sean, you're going to be looking at North Carolina hosting Tennessee. North Carolina right now, a 2-point favorite, and the total in this game is 144. It moved from 142 to 144, and I'm interested to hear if you have any take on the total at all, because this Tennessee team, they just stifle people defensively, and they've been like that for the last 3 years or so. And it's not like they play up tempo as well. But anyway, it doesn't matter what I think; it's what you think.
Yeah, well, I'll start with your thing about the Tennessee defense. Right, they're always a defensive. Right, they're always playing 60 to 55 games, but they've actually put up a little offense this year, a little more. This year's team is supposed to be a little more offensive, and has it been? I guess. I mean, they put up 80 on Wofford, but the other teams are still in the 60s, which I guess is high scoring for them. I like Tennessee in this spot. You played at the time. They played number 1 Kansas and number 2 Purdue at the time. They lost to both of them out in Maui, but I mean, what a schedule! Those two guys plus Whiskey, and they're sitting at 4-2. And it's not like they're getting trucked in these games. They're competitive in those losses. And for North Carolina, first of all, back at Buquette, I don't know who the big guy is. He's still there. He's been there, 5 or 6 years, this kid? What?
Yeah.
I remember when they won the championship. I was like, oh, this guy's just anyway. The experience squad. I'm just not a lover to coach. Why do I feel like we saw them come out in championship game, so much hype? They were a 500 team. It's just, I don't know. I'm gonna go. Give me the road team. They're getting 2. You want a money line? I think Tennessee wins this anyway. I mean, we're getting 1.5 or 2. I don't think they lose by 1. I think they win. I think there's a better team. I think they got the better coach in Barnes. Give me the Volunteers here.
Yeah, Tennessee plus the 2. I agree with you, Sean. I just think on the defensive end, that's going to be the difference in this game. I would have leaned toward the total. I don't like the line move here. I'm not understanding why it went from 142 to 145 with everything being mentioned. I know North Carolina has put up some good offensive numbers, but I just think the Tennessee is going to be too much on the defensive end. And like you said, they've shown a little bit of improvement offensively this year. So I like Tennessee as well. Jesse, your take?
Yeah, I'm signing up with Tennessee for all the reasons that both you guys have illustrated, and I think North Carolina and Duke, one of those teams that always seems to get a little bit too much credit, regardless of how good they actually are.
Yeah, and I look at that conspiracy theory kind of thing, and take the contrarian approach, but I shouldn't call it conspiracy theory, but a contrarian approach when you look at the fact that North Carolina on their home floor, only a 2-point favorite. That should raise some eyebrows to start with when you scan these lines. And despite the fact that both teams being ranked, I mean, again, if the game was being played at Tennessee, they'd be somewhere around I don't know. Let's see here, 3-6, somewhere around between a 4 and 5 point favorite. So, anyway, Tennessee is our official pick in that game. So far we got Tennessee plus the 2 and Virginia minus 120 against Texas A&M. All right, let me get back to Sean. And Sean, tell the folks a little bit about what's going on with Mr. Higgs. You've been on a nice roll. You're right on top of the leaderboards in several categories over the last 90 days. Anything else you want to share with the audience, and tell them why they should continue to invest in you over at gamblersworld.com.
NFL, college football. We got NFL for tomorrow, college football for the weekend, NFL weekend stuff going up. NBA. I actually have an NBA pick today. I did put up, and I'm doing pretty good in NBA. And I think I'm 12-1 Gambler's World page with NBA. And why you should get on board? Well, let's see. My daughter's Christmas list consists of a bunch of Lululemon stuff. They're about $125. My son, not one car, but two. There's like a $47,000 1976 Barracuda he wants, and some kind of Shelby Raptor pickup that's going to send me back about $117,000. So feel free to buy my $34.99 package. Thank you.
So what you're saying, Sean, is if anybody needs any yard work done or has a open position that your son needs a job if he wants that
garbage
car.
cans, power wash. You need power wash driveway, sidewalks. I got my son's come over. He's a big cat. He can haul lumber. You get the trees over his shoulder. He's a big guy.
You could always move to Thailand with Jesse, and it's a lot more affordable there. So anyway,
I mean, really, like this guy. Oh yeah, I like these two cars. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're not buying two vehicles, really? He's still in high school. He's a junior. Wants two cars.
All right, let me get to
one
myself.
for cruising and one for the boys. Okay.
All right. Are you done?
I guess.
All right. Here we go. Let me speak about myself for a little bit here. If
here we go.
You guys would grace me. Anyway, last night I had a winner on
It's
the
a good time to talk. It's right after the Mayflower landed, so it's good. You can talk about when you came over on the Mayflower. I ain't go. I'm done now. I'll put my phone. I'll put my phone on mute.
It's okay. All right, I had a winner last night in college basketball. Miami and Kentucky over the total of 164. My college basketball totals are now 56 and 34, which is 62%. And that dates all the way back to February 16th of 2022. My NBA sides have been on fire, folks, since April 12th of this year. My NBA sides are 48 and 19, 72%. College football continues to roll 68 and 46, 60% since December the 2nd. My NFL since week 2, 38 and 28, 58%. That's over an 11-week period of time. And all totals in all sports, 34 and 21 since September the 8th. And my football total, 16 and 9 with my last 25 football totals, college football and NFL combined. And that's good for 64%. So there you have it. That's the reason why you should buy from me. And that's the reason why you heard Jesse and you heard Sean and you heard how well we've been doing. And I would encourage you folks to at least dabble into a 3-day package for $99 or a 7-day or 30-day package. 7 days at $199, 30-day at $399. It's all guaranteed. And most of the time it's going to be a moot point when it comes to the guarantee, because if you invest money with us over the long haul, we're going to show you it's just not about winning one day or losing one day. It's about winning over the long run. And we have 10 great handicappers, including us three at gamblersworld.net that could set you up for success. All right, I'm going to look at Duke and Arkansas. Right now, Duke is a 5.5-point road favorite at Arkansas, which is a tough place to play. 149.5 is a total. And that's going to be my area of concentration, is on the total in this game. Duke has scored 80 points or more in 4 of their last 6, or 4 of their 6 games, I should say, this season. Arkansas has scored 77 or more in 4 of their 6 games. Arkansas has also allowed 74 or more in 5 of 6 games this year. Arkansas 6-0 to the over this year when the total is 152 or less, which tonight qualifies. Those 6 games had an average total of 146.1, and there was a combined average of 156.8 points scored per game in those 6 contests. Arkansas games have combined for 56 free throw attempts per contest. It's extremely high for college basketball. It's even high for the NBA. So a lot of stoppages and a lot of scoring with the clock stopped with free throw attempts. And so you can count on that tonight, because Arkansas continues to play that high tempo, high pressure defense, which is aggressive, and they commit a lot of fouls. They give up 27 free throws against, and they get to the foul line very well as well. 29 free throws attempts per game, which to me, when you're a 4-3 team, that shows me It's not like you're ahead by a lot in a lot of games because actually they lost 3 of their last 4. So 29 is extremely high per game in terms of field free throw attempts. Arkansas is off an 87-72 loss to North Carolina last Friday. And since 2021, 2022 season began, Arkansas 6-0 to the over after coming off a loss by 10 points or more. And those 6 games average 160.2 points per game. And that's all under the guidance of Coach Musselman. So constant theme there. And we're going to go Duke and Arkansas over 149.5. Sean?
I like the over, and I like Arkansas here. I mean, Arkansas is not a bad little team. I'll take the points here with you on that. Little correlated parlay there. I think the Dogs gonna be live here to win outright, and they're gonna play Duke basketball. We're gonna drop an 80 spot. Let's go over and the home doggies.
Yeah, I think this will be a very high scoring and entertaining game. Obviously, I took the over. Jesse, Arkansas up to a 5.5 point home dog. Which certainly raised some eyebrows when people looked at it this morning because of their strong home court. But you know what? They've lost 3 of their last 4, including their last 2. Are they still do you agree with Sean as far as the betting?
No. I'm looking at the leading scorer, Trannon Mark, getting stretchered off against North Carolina in the final minute, and I'm trying to get an update on it, but they're saying he's questionable, which seems a little odd that you'd get stretchered off and then be questionable a few days later. That was apparently a back injury. The guy's averaging almost 20 points per game, so obviously a big part of their offense. This happened in the final minute against North Carolina, so it's not like they lost the game because he was injured. The game was already lost when this happened. And the first game, assuming he's out and assuming he might be out for a while, the first game back, or the first game missing your leading scorer, you're sort of searching for guys to step up. Who's going to step up? It might take a few games before they sort that out. And a Duke team that's pretty much stacked. I think Duke's better than North Carolina. I don't like betting against home teams, but if it's a wounded home team that I don't think is quite up to the caliber as Duke, I'll lean Duke.
All right, so Jesse is on the other side, and that's okay because Sean likes Arkansas, but our official pick in this game is Duke, Arkansas over 149.5. And again, folks, it's free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching on your PC, you'll see a WC logo in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Just click on that. And if you're watching on your smart TV or your mobile device, which about 80% of you out there are, according to our statistics, there's a black subscribe button right underneath. Click on that. It's absolutely free to do so, folks. There's no hidden agenda. There's no strings attached, but it's real important. If you've already subscribed or you're a new subscriber, go into your YouTube settings and click on the alert notification bell for the Winner's Circle Sports Betting channel. You'll be notified immediately upon us putting up our most recent podcast. And again, folks, that's gamblersworld.net is our sponsor. Winner's Circle Sports Betting channel is our YouTube channel. All right, guys, great job today. You'll be back with me on Friday for our live show at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Looking forward to that. And folks, we hope that you will chime in at that time with your questions and comments. As we could see from just our last 3 videos this week, a lot of you comment, and but for whatever reason, you pull up shy or when it comes to our live show. And we would highly encourage you chime in because we could get back to you right away, as opposed to on the archives where sometimes we don't get to them for a while because we're busy. That's the bottom line. So again, that's Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be back tomorrow with Doug Upstone and Chip Chirimbus. We'll be talking the NFL at that time. We'll be talking NFL on Friday on our live show as well as anything else you want to discuss in the world of sports betting. Jesse, there's a like button underneath.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button, folks. Just a friendly gesture on your part, and it's a way to show your appreciation for the work, time, and effort we put in to putting out a quality podcast for you each and every day. And again, we do 6 shows a week, Monday through Friday, and we appreciate all your support in that regard, and it goes a long way by hitting that like button. Until the next time, for Sean Higgs, Jesse Schule, and Ross Benjamin, take care and God bless, folks.